got a still on the hill where he runs off a gallon or two. And the buzzards in the sky get so drunk they can't fly from smelling that good old Mountain Dew. Well, they call it that whole Mountain Dew, and them that refuse in our pew. Now I'll hush up my mug if you'll fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Play it a while, Curtis. My Auntie June's got a brand new perfume. It gives off such a sweet smelling pew. Imagine her surprise when she had an analyze turned out to be that good old Mountain Dew. Well, they call it that whole Mountain Dew, and them that refuse in our pew. Well, I'll hush up my mug if you'll fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Turn up, Brian. Now the preacher came by with a tear in his eye. He said that his wife had flu. We said that he ought to give her a snort of that good old Mountain Dew. Now they call it that whole Mountain Dew, and them that refuse in our pew. I'll hush up my mug if you'll fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Play it again, Curtis. My cousin Mort, he sawed off in short, he only measures about 4'2". But you'd think he's a giant when you give him a pint of that good old Mountain Dew. Well, they call it that whole Mountain Dew, and them that refuse at our pew. Well, I'll hush up my mug if you'll fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. I'll play it one more time, Brian. Now they call it that whole Mountain Dew, and them that refuse at our pew. I'll hush up my mug if you'll fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Yes, I'll hush up my mug, you'll fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Oh, thank you. We're going to do one for you now that little old lady down here in the valley is going to be playing tonight. We're going to do one for her husband. Don't think he would mind. A little bit of hillbilly rock for you. Well, it came from Mississippi down in Alabama, creeping like a fever all across the land. And even down along the Louisiana shore, people gotta have it, they wanna hear some more. It's a hillbilly rock, beat it with a drum, playing them guitars like shooting from a gun, keeping up a rhythm steady as a clock, doing a little thing called a hillbilly rock. Some say it came from Memphis down in Tennessee, or drifted in from Georgia about 1953. Long as it's greasy, long as it's fast, long as it's pumping honey, it's gonna last. It's a hillbilly rock, beat it with a drum, playing them guitar like shooting from a gun, keeping up a rhythm steady as a clock, doing a little thing called a hillbilly rock. Guitar man, now here comes. circle rising, then you gotta pull some steam, take a ride down the river. You see just what I mean, that juke jaw jumping when the cat goes on. The whole place is shaking, there's something going on. It's a hillbilly rock, beat it with a drum, playing him guitar like shooting from a gun, keeping up a rhythm steady as a clock, doing a little thing called a hillbilly rock. Yeah, we're doing a little thing called a hillbilly rock. Well, we're doing a little thing called a hillbilly rock. Thank you.
Good job, Baker.
We're going to catch our breath here for a minute and do one, I believe Confederate Railroad did this one. I remember waking in the morning to the sound of a rooster's crow. Mama cooking in the kitchen, Arthur Godfrey on the radio. Me and Dad were just like strangers, never did see eye to eye. Came to blows one Sunday morning, so packed my bags and I said goodbye. When you leave that way, you can never go back. Train won't run on a torn up track. Sometimes I wish I'd never run, no, no. When you leave that way, you can never go home. Then I met a girl in Knoxville. Oh, we set our wedding date. I left her standing at the altar with a baby on the way. When you leave that way, you can never go back. Train won't run on a torn up track. Sometimes I wish I'd never run, oh no. So when you leave that way, you can never go home. Lord, I'd love to see my mom and daddy. What I'd give to hold that boy of mine. I'd get down on my knees and say I'm sorry. If I could only go back one more time. But I killed a man in Houston when he caught me with his wife. I told the preacher man to leave me alone. When he came to read my rights, he just said, son, when you leave that way, you can never go back. Soul won't roll on a torn up track. Sometimes I wish I'd never run, oh no. When you leave that way, When you leave that way, you can never go home.
I got one in each pocket.
We got
Thank you.
I didn't know we had. We got 2 or 3.